There are three things that I used to love, but now I really can't stand. Hi, this is Burl. Welcome back to my channel, old, retired, but still learning. Um, so, you may say, Burl, you're retired. What do you have to complain about? Um, you know, well, hang with me a little bit, and I'll tell you. I'm going to do countdown in reverse order. I'm going to do three, two, one. Number three is the NBA. Now, I could say in general sports to some degree, but I think the biggest culprit in this is the NBA, at least for me. Um, there's, you pay $300 to go see somebody, a certain basketball star, and he sits out, you know. And then they do they're flopping on fouls and that type of thing. And if constant 3 pointers, okay, I know that's part of the game, but it just I'm more old school basketball, where you worked hard. And it just seems like they just want to throw up threes now and dunk. That's it, threes and dunk. Um, but the worst part of it for me now is the politics that they have injected into it. The slogans that they come up with and that type of thing. When I sit down to watch a basketball game, I'm not looking for that. I'm here to watch a basketball game. I first started watching the NBA back in the late '60s with Wilt Chamberlain and the Lakers and Bill Russell and the Celtics, and those were hard-working, blue-collar basketball players. If they made any kind of political statement, it wasn't on the basketball court or anything like that. It was, in their own private time. When I go to a restaurant, I just want the waiter to bring me the food that I ordered. I'm not looking for any kind of political commentary or anything like that. To me, it's the same with something like the NBA. The other sports do it too, to some degree, but like I said, I really think the NBA is the main culprit here, and it really bothers me because, I would watch, after that there was, Dr. J and the 76ers and the Lakers with Magic and Kareem, and then Bird and the Celtics, and then Michael Jordan, of course. And I'd sit down. Michael Jordan is still my daughter's favorite athlete to this day, and I would sit down and watch games with her and talk to her about the players and stuff like that, and all the other sports too. Football in particular, which is my favorite sport. But yeah, they just they've made it into a political show. I guess you really could even go up to Kobe and Shaq, and that's pretty much, I think, the cutoff point for me when the game became different, and the politics got injected into it, especially in the past, I'd say 5 years or something like that. It's just not the same for me. Now, number two, I want to lead into this by saying, I am a huge movie fan. I love movies, particularly older ones like me. And that leads into the actual number two, which is award shows, particularly the Oscars. All award shows anymore stink as far as I'm concerned. I don't watch them, and apparently a lot of other people don't either because their ratings just keep sinking. But the Oscars in particular, I love because of my love for movies, and I looked forward to it every year. It was glamorous, and it was fun. It was entertaining. At least to me, it was. I know the shows were still long then, but at least you had to me, what I consider real stars. There's still actors and actresses that I like and enjoy their movies, but the real stars they're pretty much all gone. And then they get up there and they do their long speeches and thank 57 people. And then the main thing that bugs me, again, is the politics that get injected into it. Everybody's got to make a statement. Everybody's got to, act like their cause is the greatest cause ever, instead of talking about the movies, or the movie that they made, or that type of thing. It used to, they used to at least pretend to be about movies, and now they don't even do that. I don't think they even try to entertain you, really. They just want to make political statements, revolutionary concept, I know. But it used to feel like a party, hey, here's this actor and this actress, Jimmy Stewart or Ingrid Bergman or whoever. But now it feels more like a mandatory company meeting where you cannot leave. So, crazy. And it's ruined it for me. I used to predict the winners, and I would put it on tapes, videotapes. I would tape it every year. And, it's been years now since I've watched it. It slowly went into the political realm, to where it's just pretty much overtaken it. And number one, probably not shockingly after this point, is politics. It ties both of those, the NBA and the Oscars together. Politics has ruined both of them for me. Politics used to be, they used to be able to debate and then shake hands and be civil, go to lunch together or whatever. And, and social media, I think, is also partly to blame for this, because a politician or, just other normal people will be on social media at 11:45 at night still arguing about something and being bitter about it and argumentative. And it's like, just go to bed. Unless the Lord comes again, the world's still going to be here when you get up in the morning. So politics has pretty much, just infected everything. On the news, the news people, they feel like they all have to be commentators, put their 2 cents in, instead of just reporting the news. Walter Cronkite used to report the news. That's it. But getting back to, politics in general, it's just taken over everything, and people, this is what bothers me really bad, is people think politics and politicians are the solutions to everything, and they're not even close. They're not even close. Obviously the Lord is the answer to everything. So anyway, that's my little rant. I'm 67, and when I want to watch a basketball game, I just want to watch a basketball game. When I want to watch an award show, I just want to watch an award show, have some fun, be entertained a little bit. Hey, look, I still vote. I still know what's going on, but enjoy it? Oh, well, forget that. That ship has sailed. There's people down there sunk with the ship. They're still arguing about whose fault it was. All three have really let me down. Now, the simple life, I highly recommend it, over all this other stuff. So if you like this channel and you like the content, hit the like button and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.